You don't want to wish him a happy birthday, happy belated birthday?
No, I wish you were dead. Bye.
Do you celebrate Juneteenth?
No.
Okay, why not?
I'm just not really into it like that. Like,
What do you think the biggest issue is facing Black America in 2025?
Donald Trump.
So anybody who is not white, blonde hair, blue-eyed is under threat by Donald Trump.
I have to agree with that. Yes.
Hey everyone, it's Savannah with Her Patriot Voice. We are out here today on Juneteenth in Battery Park. We are at the Manhattan Freedom Fest to ask Americans their feelings about Juneteenth, why they celebrate it, and why it's so important for our country. Let's go.
I see you.
Where have you seen me?
Like online,
Yeah.
like the gram. I think I see you
Okay,
before.
awesome. Do you celebrate Juneteenth?
No.
Okay, why not?
I'm just not really into it like that. Like, I mean, I am black, but it's not that really significant, really.
Sure.
To me, yeah. I'm more of a natural person. Like, I'll be in my own world type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't really celebrate it like that.
Yeah. So you know what Juneteenth is meant to celebrate, right?
No.
No? Okay. The left, the past 4 years, has sort of used it as that it's the end of slavery, but slavery was actually ended by Abraham Lincoln and the Republicans in 1863. After he announced the Emancipation Proclamation, right?
Yeah.
And Democrats were actually still enslaving black people all the way up until June 19th, 1865.
Okay.
Did you know that?
Yes. Yeah. For a fact,
Okay.
I know that.
Yeah. So basically the word got down all the way to Galveston, Texas, like, hey, you slaves are still being enslaved. That's not okay. Slavery ended a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so what do you have to say for the people that say that if you don't celebrate June 19th, you're racist?
I just feel like black people, we don't really own shit. You feel me? All we can get is like holidays. So it's like it don't really mean shit in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we don't own shit, and that's like a diss because like that's all they can really hand us. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by we don't own things?
I mean, like, this is a white man's country, world. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel that there's anything in America that you can't do that a white man can?
White privilege, that's very big.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, any laws put in place or any system saying that...
Nothing's like right now, I could really share, but yeah.
What do you think the biggest issue is within the black community today?
We fight, like we kill our own kind. We fight the wrong war. You know what I'm saying? We are supposed to fight I don't want to sound racist, but like, you know, those folks, like white folks, whatever. For me, that's like trying to really like. I mean, they was been just okay. You know what I'm saying, without you know.
Yeah. So
chop it up.
what's an experience that you've had in your life? That's okay. No problem. You're doing great.
Chop it up, whatever.
You're doing great.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to hear your perspective. So what's an experience today that maybe you've experienced once or multiple times where you felt like I didn't get this or I can't do this because I'm black and not white?
I haven't really experienced nothing, but I know folks, you feel me, that did. Friends and family, you feel me, that had their fair share of that kind of, you know what I mean, experience, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you that I think one of the biggest issues in the black community is that we fight a lot of wars that we shouldn't fight in. And we go against our own kind, you know. 94% of black people are killed by other black people.
Yeah.
And
gang violence, dumb shit, like stupid shit. Like.
And through abortion. Did you know that black women are sold 39% of abortions?
Word? Nah, I know that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I think women, I mean, listen, women should have rights, of course, because it's their womb and and their bodies. And but me, I'm not really fonded about killing babies. Safe sex have to be a solid foundation.
Absolutely.
That's about it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were with your dad today.
Yeah.
What impact has he had on your life? Because majority of black children are growing up without a father in the home. So how has he impacted your life positively?
Discipline, self-love, stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. And do you ever plan on being a father one day?
Of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
Amazing. And what do you want to teach your children growing up in America, being, black men and women? What would you want to tell them?
Self-love is very, 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 very important. Because, our folks, whatever, some of our folks, I won't say all because that's dumb if I could categorize all. Some of our folks, whatever, and all that, they don't really have that self-love. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why they, either die young or they, end up in jail.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thanks for your time. You did a great job. And yeah, it's going to be on. Yeah, nice to meet you. It's going to be on Her Patriot Voice. My name's Savannah.
What's your
so, do you celebrate Juneteenth?
Girl, you know it. Yes, I do. I'm just
awesome. And what is the significance of Juneteenth to you?
It just really, for me, represents that last lap for black people to the end of slavery. I know it ended prior to that, but it was when the last group of our people found out.
Right. And why do you think it took so long for Juneteenth to become a federal holiday? Because only 4 years ago is when Biden signed it into law as a federal holiday, then now we get a day off from work. Why do you think it took so long, and your thoughts on it?
Well, I think that a lot of people didn't necessarily know about it until maybe 10 years ago, because it was mostly celebrated in Houston or in Texas, and it was a holiday for them. And so I think that depending on who your history teacher was, we all happen to be history teachers, so we know about it. I just don't think that most people knew about it. And so that's why it wasn't celebrated.
I just talked to another young black man who said that he didn't even really know what Juneteenth was about, and he doesn't think it's important to celebrate. What do you have to say for the people that don't know much about it, or they just don't feel like it's necessary to celebrate?
Well, I obviously think it is important to celebrate. But I think it's incumbent upon all educators, not just history educators, but all educators, to make sure that kids do know about it. So he probably had grown up not really knowing about it. I think it's important to celebrate it because it really signifies our independence. And it's important for everybody to celebrate the independence of any group of people. So.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think it's more important for Black Americans to celebrate Juneteenth or the 4th of July?
Great question. I think that we can celebrate both. I do both. But I think for us, most important is Juneteenth.
Gotcha. And what do you think the biggest issue is within the Black community today?
Well, we're not a monolith, so I don't know if there's a biggest issue. There's several issues, but one of them is not knowing our history, which is really important. Police brutality in Black people, I think that's an issue. And then access to quality education. So,
tell me the importance of celebrating Juneteenth.
I think one of the big problems in America today is a lack of understanding of how we became America. Juneteenth is not just a part of the African American story, it is part of the American story, and in order to appreciate the greatness of our country, we need to hear everybody's voice. So Juneteenth is an important chapter in the American story.
And what about you?
Okay, so to celebrate Juneteenth, I think, is not only just to celebrate our culture, but just to celebrate what America stands for. Because everyone said that, within the documents that America was standing for all men being equal. And so with Juneteenth coming, then that was the end of slavery. So that meant that all of us were going to be equal. And so basically Juneteenth signifies that not only are we free, but that we're also adhering to what the United States was built upon.
Do you know which political party was not too keen on getting rid of slavery?
Initially, it was the Democratic Party. And I think that Again, history is complicated and complex because people are. So in order to understand how did we get where we are today, we need to know what happened in the past.
I'm not sure how you politically identify, whether you're more left or right, but how does it make you feel that the Democrats, who are people, majority of them today, they lead the Black Lives Matter movement, they speak out a lot about caring about Black lives. How does it make you feel to think that the Democratic Party all those years ago were not happy about that?
Okay, so the Republican Party is the party of Lincoln and the party that initially advocated for the abolition of slavery and the passage of the 13th Amendment. As time changed, people's changed. So I'm not mad because that's a part of who we are as an American people.
I agree with that because as time goes on, just like, for instance, were you the same 20 years ago? Your ideals change. As you become more educated and experience life, wisdom, life changes, you change. So therefore, at that time, yes, it was a different party that had that ideal and wanted to abolish slavery and all of that. But I think as time went on and as people changed, shifts changed and ideals change. And it's okay to change. It's just a matter of, are you changing for the better or are you changing for the worse? Among the many issues that African Americans are facing, I think the biggest issue is just a lack of knowledge and support. Now we're in the technology era where information is instantaneous. And so I think that now, because as an educator, I'm seeing more and more lower scores in reading and all of that. And that's because people don't want to take the time to know the history, to learn the reading, to do the research. And so I think that if people would become more eager to take ownership of their knowledge or lack of knowledge and the history, then we will be in a much better place.
So you think it's more the people just not wanting to educate themselves rather than an outside force?
Because it takes time. And see, now with our phones, everything is instantaneous. But to actually sit and read it and learn it and all that, that takes a lot more time. And, now everything is on the go. Everything is so quick and fast. And if it doesn't come quick or fast, then people lose interest.
I think that I agree with Kelly. The Black community is not monolithic, but if I were going to identify one issue, it's a lack of awareness and knowledge. I think we don't appreciate this generation, and people of this age do not have an appreciation for. They take their liberties and freedoms for granted, and they don't fully appreciate that we didn't always have these freedoms and how hard we had to fight to get them. Like voting. I'm not always excited about my choices, but the right to vote is fundamental to being American, and we had to fight harder than anybody else to get it. So I think our young people need to have a deeper appreciation for how we got where we are and embrace some of the values of the past more.
Awesome. And last question, this is for all three of you. Are you proud to be an American?
Most of the time, to be honest. There's sometimes I'm not proud, but I think that's just part of the complexity of being human.
I would agree. I am proud to be an American, and I think that like being here in New York and seeing the quintessential American story, it makes me prouder, but we're not perfect. We are not a perfect union.
I'm very proud to be an American. I'm proud of where my ancestors came from and the progress that we've made. And I just want us to just make more progress. But I am very proud to be an American.
That's okay. This is a free speech channel, so you can say whatever you want. So what are your opinions on Juneteenth? Do you celebrate?
I'm very happy about it. Yeah, no, I really, I think it's finally time. I hope that Trump does not try to roll it back, which I hear that they're considering doing that.
That he's going to get rid of Juneteenth?
That they are considering doing within that government, that they are considering rolling it back. Yeah, okay. It's not cute.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that after so it's been in mission for what, for 2 years now, 3 years?
4. Yeah,
4
when
years.
so in 2021 is when Joe Biden finally signed it into law
right.
as a federal holiday.
Right, and so finally this year we are able to actually celebrate it, like the entire country. So I'm actually off of work because my company chooses to celebrate it, which is wonderful. I love it.
I mean, I'm definitely for it. Definitely for it. I really don't know that much about it and stuff, so she's the educator.
Yeah. So slavery actually ended under Abraham Lincoln in 1863, where he announced his Emancipation Proclamation. And what happened is that 2 years later, there were still Democrats enslaving black people in Galveston, Texas.
However, the Democrats are not our present day Democrats. I mean, I love that the Republican Party keeps saying that bullshit and saying like, oh well, Lincoln was a Republican. Yeah, whatever. He would present day he'd be a Democrat, and he would not have done any of that stuff. I mean, he would have.
What makes you think that he would be a Democrat today?
Because just the way the parties have sort of like shifted views. So, back in the day, the Republicans. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I have lots of thoughts on it, but cut. You gotta cut. No, you have to cut. No, you have to cut because I have to like think about my thoughts here because no, I don't know.
Yeah, but it is, of course, important to know about our history and that, at the time, Democrats were not so happy about slavery ending and the fact that they were still enslaving black people, over a year later. But today, though, we're in an America where slavery is finally abolished. As you said, we can finally celebrate that. What do you think the biggest issue is facing Black America in 2025?
Donald Trump and the Republican Party are the MAGAs because they literally are trying to turn it back and making every fucking person out there, I don't care what color, I'm scared for everybody that does not look like me. I'm scared for everybody in this country that is not fucking white with blonde hair and blue eyes because ICE is going after everybody. I mean, like, they just took down a senator. Get out of here. This is craziness. So do I think that he should be erratic? Donald Trump should be gone. I mean,
Eradicated. What do you mean by that? That's a big word.
I'm not going to say that word out loud, but you do your thing. And by the way, the ear thing was a bunch of bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
You don't think he was really shot?
No, because literally, if you do your ear, it would have been exploded off. Like literally, his whole fucking ear would have been gone. Get out of here. Yeah. No, it's all fucking staged. And then luckily, we never heard about it again. Or not luckily. Do you know what I mean? Like his PR team is really fucking strong. And Steve Bannon is the biggest cunt I've ever known in my life.
You don't like Steve Bannon?
And I actually met him. Yeah, I know him.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I don't like Steve Bannon. Who likes Steve Bannon outside of like?
He has a big following, but yeah. So you think of white supremacy? So anybody who is not white, blonde hair, blue eyed, is under threat by Donald Trump.
I have to agree with that. Yes. I mean, I did say that. So I'm scared for my friends.
What do you think about Black Americans that voted for Donald Trump?
I think that they were sideswiped, and I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Because, I mean, honestly, you're voting against your best interest. Same goes for, like, middle America, you fucking white, dumb assholes. Like, Donald Trump does not give a fuck about you. He doesn't care.
So who is a better choice for Black America?
Are you speaking, like, you're asking me, like, who I think that could be, like, a political opponent?
Yeah, like, what person would be a better choice to run Black America?
I don't know. I don't think we have anybody right now. I mean, I think Obama was fucking amazing, and I wish he was still here. I do. I mean, everybody has their faults. I mean, we're always going to find faults, but like, the diversity that's going on in this country is crazy. And I'm born and raised in Manhattan, so I am around diversity. I grew up with my friends were Puerto Rican and white and this and that, and it didn't fucking matter. I don't know. This country's it's making me sad. This is my cousin's first time in New York City, although she's from Upper New York, and and I'm going to show her around, and I want her to see anyway, whatever.
Yeah. Can you name
tangents too much?
Can you name anything positive that Donald Trump's done?
I'm gonna say I don't know. Maybe at the moment he's trying to resolve some conflict. But the thing is, I feel like every single thing that he does has an ulterior motive. It's not for the better of the people. It's literally for him and how it's going to help him. He's like the absolute idea of a narcissist. It's just all about me. When I'm done with you, I'm gonna move on to the next person. I'm gonna fucking gaslight you, make you think I'm in love with you the most. Then you're gonna give me the most, and then when I'm done with you, then you're gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just what's going on. So,
One thing positive he did for Black America.
Am I giving you the longest fucking interview that you've ever had so far?
No, I've sat with people for over 30 minutes. You're good. Yeah. Just last thing. So one of the I think is positive that he did for Black America was during his first term, he signed a future act into law that permanently funded HBCUs and minority institutions, which are, before were very underfunded. So do you think that that's positive?
I'm sorry. This
I think we're
standing.
standing.
I was distracted by what you were saying.
So Donald Trump, during his first term, signed the Future Act into law that permanently funded historically Black colleges and universities.
Okay.
Do you think that that's a positive for Black America?
Absolutely. Of course I do.
Do you think he did that because he cares or because he had an ulterior?
He did it because he was pressured and was like, you got to do this if you're going to get that.
Pressured by who?
By whomever, whatever other, whatever the quid pro quo thing happens. I mean, he had to do this to get that. Absolutely does not give two shits about anybody. His father was best friends with Robert Moses. Robert Moses is the architect of New York City about all the projects. I don't know if anybody fucking gets that, but I mean, maybe you do if you read the history. But so his father was literally an architect of making sure that black population was here. You know what? We're gonna fucking make Section 8 housing over there, and that's what he did. And they did that, and they did that, and they did that. And so, I mean, it's like I don't have any other words outside. I fucking hate him. And
I could tell that.
I'm not going to say the words that I want to say, but I wish he were dead.
Why not?
Oh yeah, no.
You wish he was dead?
No, I just wish he would just go away forever, So,
to El Salvador or something?
Yeah, exactly. But that's never going to happen, right? Because, we all know it's, I can't. I mean, again, I'm done. We're done. Do you have any more questions?
That's totally fine. It's all, when you're ready.
Where is this going to be broadcasted? It's going to be on YouTube? I'm nervous now.
It's going to be on YouTube.
Fuck me. Oh my God.
I think people are going to love you. It's great.
I'm really scared right now. Yeah, you know what? I don't care. I mean, anything that I say, any of the people that I'm associated with appreciate what I'm saying, and if they don't, I don't care anymore. You can leave me alone. I'm done.
You think most of Black Americans would probably agree with what you said?
I can't speak for Black Americans because I'm not one. Do you know what I mean? But I would have to say, yeah. I hope that they do. I hope that they can see what is going on. Just like any Latino or anybody, and just anybody, what is going on in this country is not okay.
Yeah.
Our democracy is being shifted away. We are really falling into fascism. And again, his fucking party, his birthday party with the tanks, get out of here. That's crazy.
You don't want to wish him a happy birthday, belated birthday?
No, I wish he were dead. Bye. I just wish that
bold.
I just wish he would go. Oh, I'm not bold. I'm just speaking my mind, and so am I going to be arrested for that? I mean, God, can you imagine if that happened in America, if I could not say what I'm saying for fear of being arrested? So we'll see, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'll let you know in a couple of days.
Let me know.
And I'll tell you my name and address. And no, just kidding. I'm not going to do that, but
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well,
all right.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
When you're rolling.
Yeah, quite frankly, well, I mean, I might as well just let you know, I'm a Black American who voted for Trump.
I'm sorry about that.
Why? I'm getting what I voted for.
No, I'm sorry. No, are you? Mm-hmm. You are?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, they're deporting criminals, people who shouldn't be in the country.
Criminals, honey.
If you come here illegally, you're a criminal.
I think you're just trying to be divisive right now, and I don't think that's really how you
You just
feel.
asked my opinion.
I know, I understand that, but I don't think that's really. I think I've actually seen you. Were you the lady that was hit in the face by somebody else?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that, by the way. I think that was terrible.
Thank you.
And disgusting. But I think that you were just doing this to sort of ignite excitement, and I can't imagine that you would vote for that person who literally doesn't care about you.
He does.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
His actions say different.
If you are you a white multi-millionaire male, then
No.
probably you're not. So he doesn't really care about you at the end of the day. Because
I mean, some of the biggest tax cuts during his first term, he's going to roll those out again.
No, girl.
I want to have children very soon, so he's doing this thing where you can have a baby bonus, encourage people to have more.
That's also not true. That's not true, honey. That's not real.
All right.
Well, that's really sad. Please, I'm sorry. I'm glad I gave you all my information, but I should have understood who you are. Anyway, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry for you. And again, I know you just want clicks.
You don't have to feel sorry for me. All right, so a typical white liberal just telling me what I should believe, and then when I tell her that I actually don't believe that, I'm being divisive. Did you guys think I was being divisive? I thought I was being really nice. I don't know, you guys. It's just proof that once they find out who you are, it's not very nice. But it was nice that she said that I shouldn't have got punched in the face. That was nice. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We heard a lot of different perspectives out here on Juneteenth. It's starting to rain, so we're gonna wrap the video up here. If you guys want to support me, help me hire security, keep me coming out here to talk to people, go to these crazy, insane Democrat rallies, you can go to givesendgo.com/savannahcraven, or you can leave a super chat right below. Let me know that you guys like the channel and support my work. I'll see you guys in the next video.